Time for a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports, two men on with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
It's Wednesday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? That means the boys are at the Horn YMCA. We're going to be here all day long. Yeah. Also, it's an Ash Wednesday, Van. Ash Wednesday.
The day after Mardi Gras.
Yeah. No, Fat Tuesday. It's the day after Fat Tuesday.
Oh, because I can't say French anymore. Was there an executive order I didn't hear about?
It's the first day of Lent.
I can't say words in French.
It's today's what you do is on your forehead, you put a little
ash.
A little
Yeah.
ash.
I'm aware.
Yeah, or you can do like Isaiah Johnson and just forget to lotion up this morning. Isaiah, welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm well and moisturized.
Okay, good.
Excellent.
Good. Aunt's been there. I know that energy. I know it well. It is a world of sports and sports talk today. Also, did anyone watch the Lobo game last night? Because there was the not State of the Union last night.
Mm-hmm.
There was like, what do you?
I didn't know anything else in the world was going on besides the State of the Union.
Oh, okay. Because the Lobos kept it tight against the Nevada Wolfpack last night. That was not the one of one, Van. It was not the one last night for the Lobos.
They did get the dub.
Well, they got the win.
And that is okay. Dub on the road. Even you've noticed a trend of them losing basketball games on the road.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped doing that.
That's
good.
Yeah. Their next one is at home at UNLV. That is on Friday. That is the final one of the year. It is a big one this year. So if you haven't been to one, try to go to that one. I assume there's some tickets available, probably not a lot of them.
It's a bummer. It's the last one.
Yeah. Talking a little bit about that win, though, last night. And we won't go into super length in the opening segment because we have to talk about the State of the Union dual address.
Mm-hmm.
They played some players last night. And, that's the thing we were talking about, where if you're going to win and you can win with your whole roster, go do that thing. Donovan Dent did not need help.
No.
No.
He kind of said, hey, I got this, guys. Don't you worry about this.
8 dudes got out there for more than 10 minutes. That's the thing that will keep you alive throughout tournament play, especially this time of the year when you're playing every other day. Because they play Saturday. They played last night. They're going to play Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing that sets you up for continued success. You can have immediate success in almost every game playing 6 guys.
Right.
You cannot have success tomorrow night then.
Right.
You will run your gas out.
Correct.
And
running their gases off.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they able to stay in the mix against Nevada, who did shorten their bench a little bit, but it was a big win because they have to win that one. Also, Nevada is the definition of middle of the Wolfpack. Like they're not special in any way. The only thing that makes this game a little bit exciting is that their coach years ago, one time was a coach here. Mm-hmm. That is not really part of any narrative anymore.
Get over it, losers. He's gone. He's been gone. We got a better one.
Big win though for they. It was.
Well, I'm glad the bench got some significant minutes.
Yeah,
but it didn't apply to Nelly Jr., Joseph, or Donovan Dent at all. They played respectively 38 and 39 minutes. Like these are the 2 guys that need a breather with 2 tournaments coming up.
Well, and Donovan Dent averaged a point a minute. Like, I don't know if that's exactly accurate, but it's close.
Not, but it's close.
It's close.
Yeah.
Like you're going to win games if Donovan Dent is scoring 40.
Yeah.
What did he have last night? 35?
33.
Oh, that's close. Okay, that was close.
With 7 dimes. So it's doing it all.
Yeah, so that's contributing to more than a point a minute. If he's, what did you just say, 7 dimes? That's what, 14, maybe greater if you count 3-pointers?
He went ahead and grabbed 2 rebounds, too.
Well, he'd mess around.
I'm assuming off of true Washington misses.
So this is it. They have at least a share of the 2025 Mountain West regular season. That is a huge deal. And then Friday night, a chance to be outright with it. You were talking about those 2 rebounds. Junior Joseph had that. I think he had a dozen of them, maybe more. He was a guy who, I don't want to say protecting the room, but was cleaning it up, which is what you have to have if you're going to get out and transition and move quickly.
Yep.
And offensively, if you're going to get a second half or a second chance attempt, and you're going to get a second chance attempt when it's a player that's not Donovan Dent shooting, like when it's any other Lobo.
You need them.
6-0 run to starting the game. And then from there, it was just a cruise where they never really pulled away. I think it got within 1 point, 50, 55, 56, 56, 57, something like that. Got within 1 point in the second half. And then from there, hammered down, extended it out 5-6 points, and kind of ended up coasting that till the end. So it's not that you were worried, but again, and I've said this more than a couple times, you need big wins before the tournament. You need statement wins before, especially when it comes to seeding, especially when it comes to AP, especially when it comes to individuals that do not watch Mountain West basketball.
Sure.
Breaking news alert. Most people don't watch Mountain West basketball on a national scene.
If you're in a college town close to a mountain in the West, you probably do. Otherwise, hard no.
New Mexico, this will be their 5th Mountain West regular season title. It is the 10th one for the school if you count their time in the WAC, which you should count. 16 conference wins is the record for the season. That's a huge deal. Number 1 seed, obviously, is now locked in for the 2025 Mountain West tournament. Equally big deal. Conference road wins, they set the record there or tied it. I don't know which. Could be both. And then they looked like a team that could play 8 guys. Like, maybe I'm wrong on this 20-point thing. Maybe I'm wrong on this double-digit win thing. But I know I'm right on having the right number of players out there. And when this team is healthy and when they can all play fair minutes,
right,
they got a team that can win multiple games in a week. And that's what you need, is a team that can win tournament play, because we're about to only have tournament play left. 4th 30-point game of the year. Is that real?
He's incredible.
He didn't have any before this, did he? Did he have a single 30-point game in his entire career up until this? Maybe one. Maybe.
Well, he had a couple dudes standing in his way last year, so there's some pretty good reasons why he didn't.
This is his 600th point of the season as well, so that puts him in like a top 20 club, which is really cool. I'm in. You know what I mean? I'm in a lot of ways. Like if I wanted to celebrate this team further, I would be able to do that. But it's this Friday. This Friday is the one. Like, you wrap up the season, set yourself up for tournament play, and then from there continue to win games.
Look, Donovan Dent, as he advances in the Mountain West tournament, and especially if you try to make a run in NCAA tournament, needs help. He needs True Washington to make some of those open baskets, which he hasn't done in 4 or 5 games. He needs Nelly Jr. Joseph to play scrappy down low, get some easy buckets down low, because that's not really the Lobos game, but he's got that skill set. But Donovan Dent can't do it all on his own. It needs to be a team effort, especially on the defensive side of the court.
Well, and you can a little bit do it all on your own if you spread it. You can a little bit do it all on your own if offensively it's a clear out. If you can a little bit on your own, if you can create off the dribble, which he can do,
sure
he'll take a good spot up 3. He'll do those things. But similar to Steve Spagnuolo and Saquon Barkley, you can try to figure that out,
right?
And then the rest of the team has to rise.
That's the one, right?
That's the one.
Because the better and better teams you're going to play, they're eventually just going to say, "Oh, we'll put 2 guys on double D right here, and then somebody else has to carry the weight. We will 100% shut this guy down. True Washington. Or he just ain't going to eat as much."
Correct. Donovan, it was 2 for 3 from the 3. Again, True Washington it's getting to the point now where you can take a step back from him. 1 for 6 from the 3, 1 for 7 from the field goal. Just as ice, just as cold as a shooter has ever been.
As incredible as he was playing in the middle of the season, like to see him go through this, like, he's got the skill set.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the chops. He can do it. We've seen him do it before. But if they want to make a legitimate run, if they want to win the Mountain West tournament, they want to make a real run in the NCAA tournament, True Washington has to get those buckets.
Looking like Sean Marion all of a sudden out there.
Shooters, like, you can't just like take a day off. You got to keep shooting, right?
That's how you get yourself out of it.
Mm-hmm. You know, he's got to shoot his way out of it. Eventually, it comes at the right. Hopefully, it comes at the right time.
I thought I was impressed by Nevada's approach. I thought I was impressed by Nevada attacking the basket. I thought I was impressed.
Don't you say nice things about Steve Alford?
Well, you know how that goes. You know how that goes here.
Somebody's gonna be really upset if you say you like Nevada's approach.
The guard with the dumb number, 53. I don't know his name. Anyways, so he takes too many threes. But outside of him, everyone else on Nevada attacking the basket, I go, stop doing that. You're gonna show people, because that's the way you beat the Lobos. The way you beat the Lobos is to go at the basket and take high percent shots and not give them a chance to get the ball out on long rebounds for transition baskets. That's how you do that. Nevada, stop it.
Yeah, and then Nevada is another of a long list of college basketball teams that has a Kobe. So I think it's like 23 college basketball teams have a Kobe.
I didn't know that.
Team. Yeah, it's wild.
Kobe Sanders.
Yeah.
I believe, this is an opinion, I'm not presenting it as fact. I believe you will win games in the Mountain West tournament if you shoot a dozen or less threes.
It's a good approach in the Mountain West tournament.
That's what I think. I almost wanted to say 10, but that seems stupid because that gives you 6.5. And I mean designed play 4-3. I do not mean pulling up in transition. I do not mean long rebound that falls in your lap. I mean drive and dish and coming off a pick and roll and coming off a low screen and find yourself in a rhythm to where those dozen that you're taking are higher percent.
Correct.
Than what did they take last night? 30 of them?
Sure.
Also, every number I give you, friend of the show, is close to accurate.
Yeah.
Because I don't bother to learn the actual numbers.
Actually, they shot 27, Fred.
Mr.
Smarty Pants. Who do you think you are?
Yeah, what do you know? Talking to me about concepts without being able to hit exact specifics.
Yeah, but 33% is nothing to sneeze at.
No.
Especially their woes the last few games.
Sure.
33% is like better than what they've been doing.
Yeah, and it's also fortunate.
Until you go 2 for 13 from 3 in the second half and let your opponent let your opponent right back into the game.
Because that long shots, long rebounds, long rebounds, transition. Transition is easy baskets. Now you're beating a team that you should have beat, and I'm going to be that guy again, by 12. What did they win by? 4? I don't know what it was. 4? 2 baskets? Ugh. But they did get it. So I mean, I can't be over here saying
road win.
Yeah. Hey, I'm over here saying
end of the year conference road win. That's always a good W.
It's always a good W. When we get back from the break, because it looks like I had an internet problem, Van.
You having connectivity issues?
I saw that just now, Isaiah. What happened? It looks like something has happened with my yeah, we're gonna work it out during the commercial. We'll be right back. Thought I had it, man. we apologize for the technical difficulties, but the takeaway is this, Van. Attack the basket, limit your threes, win in the Mountain West.
Yeah, when did we go on? Because I did some of my best work right around the time we went off air. I had these just string of brilliant premises that would have saved not only Lobo basketball, but
This country.
sports
You said that.
entertainment,
Yeah, you said
radio. Yeah. Oh, they got all the good ideas out of the way last night. That's what's going to save the country.
From the live chat, it is being reported that Friday night is now a sellout. So there you go. Friday night is now a sellout for the Lobos men's basketball team. Congratulations. That's a big one, Vance.
That is a big one.
Get a sellout if you can get a sellout.
Get a sellout.
I always say sellout.
Yes.
That's my go-to. Sell out. Get the bag. All right, we're going to do exactly 11 minutes on this. Okay.
All right.
It wasn't the State of the Union. What was it? The joint address?
The joint address of Congress.
Okay.
Yes.
You got thoughts? I have thoughts.
Go ahead. Allow me afterwards. We're really only doing one segment on this?
Yep.
All right, I had to be concise.
All I want in this life of sin is for my politics to stop being presented like pro wrestling. That is it. I'm tired of the faces in attendance at the joint session being the exact same faces that were sitting front row at the Elimination Chamber when John Cena went heel. Because now that the United States of America has gone heel, individuals and their reactions should not be memes.
Correct. Hard agree.
I'm losing it right now, brother.
It was a tough watch. It was a tough watch for many reasons.
Yeah.
And I agree. I've been saying this for way too long, that politics are not Red Sox Yankees. Politics are not Cowboys Eagles.
Sure.
Politics are not Duke and North Carolina.
Yes.
Can we have the smartest and best and brightest represent us on a governmental level? Not a bunch of memeable cartoon weirdos. Can we have the adults in the room? Take the reins back, please.
You don't want the super soft Democratic Party sitting there with their Southern Belle, what's the word I'm trying to say, telescoping fans.
What are they buying? Antique
Like, what are you
furniture at
doing?
auction?
What are you doing?
What do you got? The auction cards?
What kind of protest is that?
Sold.
Give me an actual protest where the sergeant at arms pulls you out of the hallway. That happened.
That did happen. And that's wild that didn't happen when Marjorie Taylor Greene was yelling at President Biden.
Yeah, whatever.
She didn't get kicked out.
Well, I'm not a whataboutism guy, so you're going to miss me with that point.
Sure.
But I'm going to 100% hit you on, if you want to make a statement, make a statement. But the super soft, passive, met with the exact opposite, which is the over-indulging, over-embarrassing. Presentation of the whole thing. I don't need everything to be the hottest water I've ever touched and the coldest water I've ever stood on.
Yeah.
I'm real over it. Incredibly over it. And I just don't know how to win in this deal. I don't know how, and when I say, I don't know how to win, I mean the United States of America.
It is wild to me how good this current president is at things, and he does them to such an excellent level that it's never been seen before.
He tells you all the time.
Everything he's done has never been seen before. It is so incredible.
Every day.
Every single thing that he does, he's got the Midas touch on everything. Says him.
I'm real tired of unprecedented events. Incredibly tired. I went into Pignon Coffee yesterday. Proud supporter of the Boys and Girls Club. Pignon Coffee. Had a super fun roundup campaign. Pignon Coffee. I say, hey, Pignon Coffee, thank you for supporting the Boys and Girls Club. It's a ton of money. You guys are the best. Thank you for helping your community. I say, what's going on in your world? And they say, 25% tariffs. They say coffee is now 25% more expensive.
Yeah.
Also, that's anecdotal, so I'm not talking specifically about them, but you get the idea.
just the past 3 days, $9 billion
Just
of
gone.
American alcohol has been taken off of shelves in Canada.
Just pulled off.
We're going to have to sell Kentucky just so we have enough funds to invade Greenland.
Well, and all they do is produce that alcohol that
produce
got
that
pulled
alcohol
off
that got pulled off
shelves.
shelves.
They're not going to be messed.
They're
Their
not going to be
state's
messed.
whole economy just got flushed down the toilet. 40% of Kentucky alcohol is consumed in Canada. So that is almost half of their bottom line. Poof.
Dow closed up today, though, because all those tariffs we mentioned, they were delayed on automobiles. So that saved.
Okay. Nails on a chalkboard. My biggest takeaway is Panama Canal,
Greenland.
Watch your back. Apparently, he's coming.
One way or another.
Coming.
What does that mean?
One way or another, I'm gonna get you. One way or another.
Greenland.
Talking to you, Greenland.
Greenland.
I've been misinformed, not green, very icy.
I've looked all day
We're
long.
gonna improve the American ice industry, chopping off pieces of Greenland.
Into little bits, crushed ice. I looked all day. I'm talking. Give me everyone except for the AP, obviously, because you can't. Give me everyone. Give me CNN. Give me Fox News. Give me MSNBC, whatever. Reuters, the AP, the Independent, the Guardian, the anything overseas.
Okay.
I cannot find any single person to at all collaborate that Vladimir Zelensky sent a letter to Donald Trump. And then,
Are you talking about like a millennial president that's using snail mail? You know how many pictures of a letter from President Zelensky would be on the internet if he actually sent a snail mail letter?
and the quotes directly from the letter are paraphrases from a tweet that Zelensky put out earlier in the day. That's the only thing that's even close to accurate.
Right.
And in the not State of the Union address, you just fabricate the story about
There's quite a bit of fabrication.
there's that.
Yeah.
Hey, Stansbury's stealing the show, though.
That was sweet.
That was sweet.
Stealing the show and got our sign stolen.
Yeah,
a
well,
lot of theft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, don't worry, she's got 2 chains.
You know, it would have been the most brilliant thing if she had her sign.
And then pulled out another.
We said, "This is not normal," and then somebody snatched the "This is not
She
normal."
just pulled another one out.
Pulled another one
Yeah.
out from her very smart and respectable blazer that said, "See, told you."
And then a third sign
Yeah,
that said, I saw it coming.
yeah. Watch out, Santa. He's coming for you next.
First, we're gonna take Greenland, and then next, we're taking the whole elf industry from the North Pole. Watch out, Santa Claus. Donnie's coming to
It
town.
was just so wild. It was just so wild.
Can you imagine the toy industry
Mhm.
if we take over the North Pole? The elves. Make Toys R Us great again.
Doesn't actually exist anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even call it Greenland. I call it Greenland of the free. You ever had a really bad coach? You ever had like a really bad coach that tried to give you like an inspirational speech?
Most of them throughout my
Yeah, no,
most of
100%.
them throughout my life have been incredible. I've been very lucky. But yes, there's been a couple.
Hey, that's like Isaiah's problem with you and I. Like, we don't give pep talks.
Right.
No, brother, we get paid. Like,
Yeah.
we're not.
We just demand accountability.
Hey, you know what we don't care about?
What a couple of idiots.
Rah, rah.
Yeah.
Like, there are people that yearn for the rah, rah. That's what he should do. Just quit being president. Do like Ric Flair. Travel the country. Give speeches to football teams in probably Sunbelt states before they go out on the field. Make the bag.
Well, he already has the bag. He just
Yeah, I saw his meme coin.
gets it through his own followers.
God, dude, it's just so sweet. Well, there you have it. Hey,
Good start. It's gonna be a white knuckle thrill ride.
Joe Exotic is like still my president.
Can we make politics boring again?
Oh, God, I would yearn for it.
Can we talk about like fiscal issues?
Mm-hmm.
And can we remember NAFTA?
Yeah. The North Atlantic Free Trade Association.
Remember when NAFTA was a big deal?
I mean, conspiracy me will tell you that this all has to do with like holding positions of power with individualism. So when we go to renegotiate all these trade deals, which by the way, I'll kind of buy into. I'll kind of buy into that. But I'm not going to sit here and listen to in front of joint Congress Biden's eggs. What?
Yeah.
Biden's eggs are Hillary's emails.
Yeah.
Biden's eggs are the new Hillary's emails.
Biden's eggs were $4, which is still too much for
It's
eggs.
too much for eggs.
By the way, eggs are gross.
I don't mess with it, dude.
Just quit eating eggs.
Scrambled only and super dry if you're making
They're
it.
disgusting.
Like, I'm not trying to eat eggs.
There's not enough delicious Sadie salsa to make eggs not gross. Also, now you got to pay quintuple
Yeah.
for them? No.
Well, and then there's like idiots out there like that one time saw Rocky drink one, and they're like, no, eggs are good for you. You're like, he was poor.
He was poor.
He was poor. There's better alternatives.
Horrible cholesterol levels.
You can get a chocolate mint protein drink from the Costco very inexpensively.
Eggless.
Probably.
Yeah.
Also, I thought nog was like an insult. I don't know where that came from. I thought it had to do with eggnog.
Like an old timey cuss word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Naga have here. There you go. That's our reaction. We're over it. It's out of our system. It's the reason I watch the Lobos on delay, though.
I had to pause it. I paused it probably 5 times, stand up, walk away, stretch my legs, be like, oh,
Hey,
what is going on here?
If you're of the Republican Party, it's a quad workout that whole night.
Oh, the up and down?
Up, down, up, down,
It
up,
was-
down.
It was the longest address ever.
1 hour and 40 minutes is the longest ever. You got a lot of stuff out there.
He did say so many things. And every single one of them are incredible. And if it had to do with the other side of the coin, it was the worst thing that's ever existed in the history of the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how the world works. That gray area reasonable people live in, that's where the truth is.
We're at the Horn YMCA.
We're at the Horn
You don't have to pay
YMCA.
till
You don't have
May,
to pay
man. Come
till
down.
May, man.
Become a
Come down.
member right now.
Become a
You
member
your
right
fam.
now.
We
You
got
fam.
you.
We
It's tubing
got
on.
you. It's tubing
95.9
on.
FM and
95.9
AM
FM
610.
and 610.
Sports
Sports
Sports welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On, where I can't get the video to go away online. So, Van, if you could click that, that'd be awesome.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The outro video on the live stream.
I think you successfully did it.
Oh, it's
I'm not seeing it.
locked up on my end.
Let me try it out.
Yeah, it's fine. It's everything. Sports, including the NFL, is the Seattle Seahawks released a guy today. So that's a story. Tyler Lockett. He gone.
Seahawks legend. He's been doing it for a minute for those.
Is he a
guys.
Kansas State guy? Question mark.
I mean, he's been doing it in the NFL so long. I forgot where he came from.
I believe that's accurate. And immediately, DK Metcalf, he got real upset about it. You know what I'm projecting? I guess I don't know that. 10 seasons in Seattle? That's crazy. But immediately, DK Metcalf says, trade your boy. I mean, I get it when your best friend. If tomorrow Cumulus fires you, like, trade your boy. I'm not trying to do sports talk radio with someone who knows something.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I'm going to do it with my buddies.
Well, they've been dangling DK Metcalf around for a minute now, trying to do it secretly.
Yeah, but they
And
weren't.
And DK heard all the rumors. He's like, you know what? Let's make this official. I want out too.
And then they got rid of his best friend. I assume they're best friends.
They would have to be, right?
You would think they would be.
6 years together?
I think wide receiver 1 and 2 are best friends. And then I think the rest of them all hate 1 and 2.
Pray for their demise.
Yeah. And then if you become 2, then all of a sudden you're like cool with 1.
Of course.
I know. And also this one seems like it's necessary for the Seahawks, but this should like make Seahawks fans sad today. This is like a sad day because Tyler Lockett,
Been doing it for 10 years.
when they win their Super Bowl, was he part of that? I feel like he was. Was that within 10 years? I'm looking it up.
I believe so.
Do you think
2014.
DK's doing this because he like feels betrayed?
Oh,
I don't know if I can use that adjective or verb or sitch, but I will say this: his value now is higher than it's ever been to the team. So if he says some stuff like this, can he squeeze a little bit more money out of him? Probably, because there's no one else to catch balls. You know, and he can say something stupid like trade me Deebo Samuel, but Deebo Samuel was not good.
as he's no DK Metcalf.
He has not.
There's only how many? Put a number on it. How many wide receivers are better than DK Metcalf?
0.
5, maybe?
0. The answer is 0.
No, there's 5 or 6. He's a top 10 wide receiver. Every team in the NFL wants a guy like that.
Do they?
And now that they know that he's disgruntled, they're not going to get what they deserve for him.
He's not trying to leave though. He's just trying to get paid more. Or say, like, bring me in talent. And again, going back to Deebo Samuel, he hasn't caught a meaningful pass in a long time. He hasn't had a big season in 4 years.
I'd say 2. He was hurt all last year.
Sure, it doesn't help the team. Also, he's fat.
He is a professional football player.
Lockett not on the 2015. Yes, no, that's Ricardo Lockett. That's someone else. Not on the Super Bowl one.
They went from one Lockett to the next one.
I mean, do what you got to do.
What is this, a jewelry store from the 20s?
Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Dug deep for that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Way better than Pop It, Socket, Locket.
I got you.
Yep. I guess you send him to the East Coast, get him as far away from you as possible. Send him to Miami. Send him to New England. Send him to Buffalo.
I mean, somebody you don't have to play.
Yeah.
Because he's going to show up and show out against you. That's for sure.
Well, you don't trade him to Los Angeles. Like, you don't trade him to Arizona. Like,
Right.
You don't do those things. But he's got to go. Or you pay him a lot more and he apologizes. And then you bring in someone. And here's the weird thing about, like, skill position guys. Like, you don't have to bring in who is really the best one. You have to bring in the one that DK thinks is the one. Like, you don't have to go get the best wide receiver out there. If DK Metcalf is like, hey, Cooper Kupp could still go. Like, just go get Cooper Kupp.
You get Cooper Kupp for cheap.
He's super cheap
right now.
You can be the guy.
I think DK Metcalf is going.
To where? No one's got money for him.
How about a team that does have some space?
Okay.
How about a team that has a plethora of good young wide receivers
All right, good word.
and who needs a true number one?
All right, can I please say the name of this team before you say it?
Go ahead.
The Washington Guardians.
The Green Bay Football Packers.
All right.
Yes, the Green Bay Packers have a virtual cornucopia of young wide receivers that they can get rid of.
Yeah, but they're the team. Them in New England. Like every single skill guy that comes available. Them in New England, they're that close every time. They end up somewhere else. The Green Bay Packers are the Toronto Blue Jays of getting a guy.
Well, they got a board. It's not just one dude making decisions.
No,
You gotta
it
sit-
is.
You got to sit down in front of the board and get it approved.
No, that dude's appointed. They got a dude. He got appointed by the board, but yes. Look at one guy.
I think it'd be a great fit on the Packers.
Seattle should extend Metcalf at the number that he wants and then go sign whatever number 2 guy that he wants and then only throw him the ball. Not the number 2 guy, DK. And say, do it. You said you could do it.
They should have only been throwing him the ball for 6 years now. Tyler Lockett should have 12 receptions a season and DK Metcalf's on your team.
But you don't say it's because they let go of Tyler Lockett. Also, if they trade DK Metcalf, they're going to sign Tyler Lockett so fast in Seattle.
To save face. We didn't really release him. It was like more of a negotiation tactic, you know?
He just shows up at the facility. You remember when George Costanza just showed up at work? Like the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
He's just that dude. We step away to come back. We wrap up the 4 o'clock hour. 10 going on the world of baseball as well. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Oh, I love baseball trades.
Jose Iglesias to the Padres.
Thought you were going to say something way cooler than that.
That's kind of like that's a trade. He'll play Major League Baseball.
Either a backup infielder,
He'll
either a utility man.
he'll play 3 times a week.
2 for sure. 2 for sure. Everybody needs a day off.
Oh, it's a minor league deal. Well, still, he'll play. He was good with the Mets.
One of the best gloves in baseball.
He's a guy who can go.
He's got some skills. You know what I don't have?
Skills.
Basketball skills.
Okay. Why are you going to basketball?
Because the basketball skills camp during the spring break of 2025 here at the YMCA
Okay, see what you're doing here.
has just opened up. If you want to sign up, get your kids. Session 1 is Monday, March 17th and Wednesday, March 19th for ages 6 to 9 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Session 2, Tuesday, March 18th and Thursday, March 20th, ages 10 to 13, also 6 to 8. Only $15 for members.
That's wild.
Dribbling techniques, passing development, proper shooting mechanics, footwork, defensive techniques. Got any questions? Call Michael Hernandez, 505-595-1515, extension 3117. Again, 505-595-1515, extension 3117. Or you get all the information on ymcacnm.org.
You know how all these kids in these camps just want to shoot threes like Steph Curry? You know, that's like their thing.
You got to get them down low. These 6 to 9 age kids, these 10 to 13 age kids, you don't know if you're going to be a 7-footer or not yet. So you need these techniques.
I got a fun Steph Curry fact for you.
I love that.
He hasn't lost a game at Madison Square Garden in 12 years.
What?
That's a real stat. In the last game, well, really the only game that he's lost at Madison Square Garden to the Knicks, Curry scored 54 that night.
Still a win.
How do you feel about that? Since 2013 in New York, 12-1.
That's absolutely incredible. Those are Trae Young numbers.
Well, and it's an easy fix. You just let him score 50, and then you can get the win at home.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he not hated like Trae Young?
Because he's just so nice and likable, I think. He's just such a sweetheart. Is that why, Zay?
Close
Got
enough.
a good smile. I think Madison Square Garden has that problem that like any sports in Las Vegas has. Like if you're going to go see your team play an away game,
Yeah.
that's where you're going to go.
Yeah. You go to the Madison Steph Garden. That's where you go.
It's a good
We
name.
thought Trae Young was just the only enemy.
No,
Him and
it's-
Steph for sure.
He's
I think
actually
Steph's-
JV.
Yeah, Steph's too lovable also. You can't really hate him at this point. Not after the Olympics.
He stole all that money from charities and low-income housing individuals, and people didn't even care.
What?
They were like, "We got that. We got you, Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Forget the people of Oakland and the help they need.
I think he was
You-
was duped.
And
Like-
you can shoot from the logo."
Steph was duped. Let's kick it right here, please. He was duped by some investors. Steph Curry wasn't the criminal mastermind of a real estate scam in Oakland.
Was he part of a real estate scam in Oakland? That's
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
all. Was his lady part of that same scam?
I mean, when I get a stronger legal team, I'll answer that question.
But listen, I know you're no Conan O'Brien, but you can say whatever you want.
That has never been true. Especially now. Oh, never mind. I'm not a college student. I won't get arrested for my First Amendment rights.
Federal prosecutors claim oh, this is a different one. This is where Steph was trying to make a donation to a boxing club, and a dude stole the donation. Hey, trouble just follows Steph Curry around.
Mo money, mo problems. He's got a lot of both.
I've never embezzled.
You should try it sometime. It's fun.
Is it easy?
It's so easy. I embezzle from my own checking account every month.
You remember when Steph Curry made $35 million from FTX?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pretty good Super Bowl commercial, too.
Not like us. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We are excited to be here. We got a fun guest joining us from the YMCA. Is they're going to tell me out of here, Stephanie. Stephanie
Caradegua.
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 What is that? Is that
It's
what
Cuban.
That's
I'm Cuban.
awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's French because of the agua on the end, but
I was going to
Yeah.
say Pacific Islander. That would have been my guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what it sounded
Cuban
like to
is
me.
I would have said
kind of an
island
It's an island.
and
Yeah, it's
then
an
left it open for
Yeah.
interpretation.
I was born in Key West, so I was
Yeah.
born in an island.
I would have said between the equator and the Tropic of, and then I would have paused and waited for you to respond.
And I
And-
would have said Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I would have went with. Yeah.
brand new trainer here at the YMCA. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. I'm
Yeah.
really excited to be here.
We're excited. We are excited to have you. You and I have a history that goes back some years. Professionally, we do not know each other well personally,
Mhm.
but I know you've helped a lot of people find their fitness goals through. I guess the word I'm going to use is I know you use consistency, and
Yeah.
I don't know what other word you use to describe why people are successful underneath your training.
I like to use the word habitual. Everything that we do is like humans are habit forming creatures, right? And so like anybody can learn how to do a bicep curl or do a squat. But if you're doing them one off,
Those words are Ford in the van.
Oh, yeah?
He's never heard those.
Now
habitual.
hold on, I
I
got
feel
a
like-
workout
I feel
in
like-
today.
Bicep curl.
Not only that, but the fact, yeah, okay, you did get a workout, but you guys are habitual with your show, right? Like you have to show up and kind of do this consistently. So
For money.
for money,
Mm.
that
Yeah,
helps.
That's a big part of it.
That does help. Well, health is wealth, right?
Oh.
Oh, write that down.
So there's
Got you.
that. So yeah, I mean, consistency and having a habit of health and wellness is really the difference between somebody coming in and doing a one-off session and really reaching their goals.
But what do you specialize in when you're looking at somebody that you're training? Is it person specific, or are there things that you try to nail home?
I specialize in creating a habit of health and wellness. So like human behaviors and why we do what we do is really what I specialize in. And then it comes in different forms depending on the client, right? Whatever their goal is. But again, it doesn't matter what their goal is. If they can't do it consistently, they're not going to reach it. So my big thing is when I'm with the client is like, okay, why haven't you been consistent? It's work. Time is the number one issue for people not working out. And so we kind of figure out like, how do we make this something that fits into their schedule? I've had people tell me like, oh, I'm not going to be fit because I can't wake up at 4:00 in the morning to be fit. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. But people have all these preconceived beliefs that keep them from doing what they're doing. So creating that custom program for somebody is really important.
Joining the Y today. You don't have to pay till May, Van. We're talking about families. Obviously, always an opportunity for you here with us. Also, we don't really talk about enough. Silver sneakers, huge deal here at the
Sure.
YMCA. If you have an opportunity to have your membership paid for by someone else, take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Come down here, see Stephanie. Take advantage of the equipment. Take advantage of the fellowship and the ambiance, and then have those conversations about life. Have those conversations about everything that surrounds us and fall into the culture. Stephanie, you and I were talking off air a little bit about Denver Broncos. We were talking about the NFL.
Mhm.
That conversation year round at the Y, right? Like, how do you connect with people over sports? Like, do you build strong relationships during workouts?
I do build strong relationships during workouts, but it's rarely about sports.
Yeah.
I think that whenever I have a client, there's a certain amount of transparency that they have to share with me about why they're not reaching their goal, right? And so I think building a relationship with them is during that like vulnerable conversation of what is keeping you from being healthy and fit. So it's rarely about sports for sure. And it's more about like holding space for them to be able to be and do what they truly are instead of pretending to be and do something else,
And the YMCA has such a unique membership group. So it's all ages, all sizes,
Right.
all athletic abilities. And historically, from what I understand, you worked with some, a little more regular, younger, like serious athletes. And are you planning on like spreading that out among different demographics here?
Yeah, I definitely worked with young athletes in the beginning of my fitness career. But at this point, I've been in the game for about 14 years now. And so I've worked with, my oldest client was 98 years old. My youngest was 5. And so like anywhere in between that age, I'm
That's
super
all of the
comfortable.
ages.
It's all of the
Yeah.
ages. And the YMCA is great for that. Like you guys we service a huge demographic, which is really, really amazing. But I also specialize in like recovery, hip replacements, shoulder replacements, knee replacements, injury prevention, building muscle, just all kinds of proprioceptive stretching.
All right, I'll bite.
That's
I'll bite.
a fun word.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah. Proprioception is the ability for the brain to say without looking at it that I know that there's a cup here. So that's proprioception. So range of motion stuff and
Okay.
and things like that.
Okay, I get it. It's like a disembodied, ever-present voice inside my head,
Mhm.
which is Van
That's a great
Nunley
way to put it.
that says, keep your eyes. I don't know what I'm going to with this.
It's
but
about being being aware of your surroundings without actually seeing with your eyes what's
Well,
going on.
and talking a little bit about surroundings and talking about health and fitness options, I think it's pretty true. Most people won't drive past a gym to go to a gym. I think that's a pretty factual sentence for a lot of people. The YMCA stands a little different than that. The YMCA will draw from all corners of this community, and people will come here for the fellowship that we mention all the time. And that's our group fitness classes. And that's, at least for me, early morning coffee at these very tables we're sitting out with the old timers.
Yeah.
And I know, at least from our past history, you don't struggle to train two at once. You don't struggle to train a small group. If there was a listener out there that wanted to come in with a wife, or they wanted to come in with a friend from the office, like what kind of opportunity would they have to work out together and hit their individual goals?
Oh, massive opportunity. I mean, working with two people, it's definitely important for the trainer to know how to have two people with two different goals working out and in a safe way. Yeah, it's really important, but huge opportunity here at the Y to come in and get those needs met for sure.
Your newest, most favorite trainer, Stephanie, is with us. We're at the Horn YMCA.
Well, what part of nutrition plays in a well-rounded, balanced, physical health routine?
So this is actually a really, really important topic that I get into often. And I think that the health and wellness industry makes a significant amount of their money confusing us about nutrition and
not just that industry.
Yeah.
Most marketing
Yeah.
does.
I listened to
confuse us.
2 hours of it last night.
Oh yeah.
Very confused still.
Oh
Very
okay.
Yeah,
confused.
state of the industry, I
Yeah.
believe is what that
Sure.
presentation was called.
So yeah, I think a lot of people are super confused about nutrition, and it's disheartening to me because food literally is why we are alive and moving, and it is an extremely intimate situation that we find ourselves in often every day, right? And to be confused about what kind of food is the right food, or when do I eat or do I not eat at all, or things like that, it's really hard for me to see people that are as confused as a lot of us are about nutrition. So making it something that is custom to them. For example, nurses and doctors, people who work in the medical field, are super difficult to help and coach with nutritional coaching because their hours are so crazy.
Sure.
And if you I could tell somebody I need you to eat every 3 hours. If their hands are holding a heart, they're not going to eat, right? And so really customizing for different people what works for them, instead of them thinking that they have to fall in line with whatever's on Instagram or whatever's on Google or whatever is coming out to mainstream people.
Well, it's interesting you explain it that way, because we talk often with coaches, we talk often with individuals that mentor young adults, and a conversation they will have with us is the influence of short form videos. They'll say, hey, there's a new approach to hitting a baseball, there's a new approach to throwing a football, there's a new approach to whatever. I have to imagine that's prevalent in the workout world as well. Are you regularly shown a TikTok and said, help me get here? Like how fascinating and terrible must that be? I'm assuming you still have an asthma. I'm assuming that's
I am.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm assuming through your certification that's not in the rubric.
That's like holding up a picture of Brad Pitt to your barber and do this to me.
I need to look like this when I leave.
Make me this.
I need this in 2 weeks. Yeah. And I think so that's just a real big opportunity for educating the client and letting them know the way that Instagram or TikTok is marketing, oh, I did this in 1 year. There's no way that person made that goal in 1 year. They probably have been working out for at least 5 years to have the build or whatever the desired look is, right? And so, educating people on where we are in our body right now. It took us this long to get where we're at, so it's not going to just happen overnight. And I think that that's also a misconception in society now, is we have all of these overnight successes. We have all of these, I did this in 1 week, I made $1 billion in 1 week, or whatever they're trying to market. And that's just not how the body is. That's just not how the body is.
There's a weird perception. I'm right now, I don't know what the exact number is. So I'm right now between 40 and 50 pounds less than where I was this time last year and less than where I was this time 6 months ago. And the question that I often get immediately is like Ozempic, metformin, you get that's because there's not a way to fix your diet. There's not a way to find a workout routine anymore, because it is these other approaches. How do you guys combat that now in the world of physical fitness to tell someone, no, it's not best to jab, jab, jab?
So you're taking, how I explain it is you're taking, this is cliche, but you're taking the journey away from you. You know, don't just worry about the goal, but, you know, experience the journey on the way. And people who are taking these quote unquote shortcuts, eventually, because you haven't changed your behavior in the form of nutrition or in the form of how you move your body, you're going to end up going back to where you were after you stop taking those Epic or whatever vice you are taking. Also, it's an opportunity to educate people on the side effects of those Epic. It's insane. You can buy it online. Like, you can literally go online and get this. They'll send you the freaking needles. They'll send you the vial of the medication. You could do this at home. Like, there's commercials.
Van sells his on
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll drop it off too.
There's
It's all over my
commercials there that
Snapchat, like
people
that.
can do. It's crazy.
When I go through
What is-
my Snapchat stories, like I'll see I'll see a friend, another friend, and then boom, I'll see a quick little ad and it'll show someone like jabbing something in their hip. I'm like, what is this? I know it's an Ozempic commercial. And it happens often. Like every other time I open up Snapchat, they show a little commercial, someone like stabbing their side of like their hip.
What is your algorithm trying to tell you, Zay?
Yeah, Zay, what's your deal? Come down to the why.
It's
Are you
'cause
sure those needles aren't full of human growth hormone?
Yes.
Well, I mean, the pharmaceutical industry is pushing significantly for this, and it's just insane to me. I find it malpractice, honestly, to be completely honest. People should not be able to do that type of administer those types of medications without a doctor's supervision.
I would not share like my tips to the success that I found as I identify the word success to anyone else and say, do my thing.
Right.
But like as easy it's been for me to grab Gatorade Zero instead of Gatorade, and as easy as it's been for me to remove carbs and sugars and move around a little bit more, I recognize it's not as easy for others. And you can find that success here at the Y. You can find it with a trainer. You can find it with, again, that fellowship, and you can find it with an approach that is curtailed specifically to you, friend of the show. So come and see Stephanie. Come and do that if you are so interested in that part of your journey. You host a podcast.
I do host a podcast.
Yeah.
It's called the Empowerment Podcast with Coach Stephanie Caradegua.
Yeah.
And I do one weekly. It's under 10 minutes, and it's just it's on Monday morning. It's just a little boost of empowerment to get people started with their week. Yeah. Super simple podcast.
Love it.
Sounds like that deserves a 5-star review.
Thank you.
Stephanie, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It was really good to meet you and Fred. I've known you for a little bit, so it's nice to see a familiar face as a new trainer. So I'm super excited.
Well, and, you know, we have that relationship with the audience. We've been doing this radio show for 5 years, something crazy like that. And they're very aware that for years I was in a leadership role at the Sports and Wellness, and it was not the highlight of my life, and I've never presented it like it was.
Right.
But I will say this: the reason, a strong reason that Van and I are so involved with the YMCA is it's not a boutique health. It is not a pay for success health. It is a hopefully it is a third place for a lot of people that need this. Specifically, if their alternative third place is a action, a behavior, or whatever that harms themselves or others. And that can be any descriptor of
any
things.
number of things.
Well, and I was really impressed with the scholarship.
Oh, it's wild
that you guys have here. When I heard that, I was like, what?
Yeah,
so important.
If there is a service or something that you want to utilize at the Y and you do not think you have the financial means, please do not allow that to stop you from coming through that door, because we will find a way. You're speaking specifically about, and Van runs all this. Van runs the big Top Golf fundraiser here, but he gets out in front of it, and those funds go to students and go to members of the YMCA that want to find success academically down the road.
Yeah.
And it's provided to them. And it's just incredible.
It's amazing. I don't think I'm not aware of any other facility that offers that at all. So that's a huge benefit to the community.
And it's not like, and again, no offense too, if you're driving home right now from your strip mall gym, if you're driving home right now from your box gym and you enjoy that place and you have the reasons you do, I'm a fan of you that you're doing the thing. This YMCA of Central Mexico, which has been here for over 100 years.
110 this year, right?
Yep. And one entity or the other. This is not a grassroots try to figure it out organization. This is a national organization that's proven successes around the country. By the way, become a member here. I dare you to travel. What's that? There's a YMCA there. You can go there too.
Yeah.
Like all these opportunities are extended to everyone, and it is at or near just the the absolute best for $1 a day experience, no pay till May, that you can possibly ever have. It's top tier.
No, I'm excited to be here, and thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, this was nice.
Yeah.
When we get back from the break, I make fun of Van because it's been too long. 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AMC. Isaiah, you too. You got it coming. The Sports Animal. It's been a good one thus far. $50,000 points for LeBron James, Van.
I'm starting to be convinced that this LeBron James guy can go.
Yeah.
He can play.
The league has changed a little bit to where he doesn't have to be the every conversation in the league, but he keeps figuring out a way to be in every conversation in the league. There's not a dude in the association right now where you're like, not a single human being can touch that human being. There might be in a couple of years with Wembanyama. There might be, but it's not today. but he just keeps doing it. Another milestone, another milestone, another spotlight. And at the end of the day, I think if anyone says there's a single player who has ever been better than, they are wrong.
Sure.
I think it is hands down, you're running out of categories where he's not the greatest of all time.
I got 2 categories, GOAT and BOAT.
Okay.
He is the BOAT, and there's no argument you could make. He is the best of all time. If you want to bring in the rings conversation, cool. Jordan's the GOAT. You could do that. Impact on the game, yada, yada, yada. No one in the history of the world has been better at basketball than LeBron James. This very season, his 22nd season, 40-plus years old, he's having a better season than the last time he won MVP. It is stupid what he's still doing.
1,000 regular season wins. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
1,001 regular season wins.
I think he's got the best career.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think like peak, I think like Jordan at his best versus LeBron at his best. Like if you had to just say like, all right, this person has now hit their peak. They've hit their prime. What are they going to get done before their prime starts to go down? LeBron's kind of been his whole career, but I think you can still say like right before he left Cleveland and then probably when he came back before the Lakers. It's probably LeBron's like prime. All those numbers say it's now.
42-year-old, 41-and-a-half-year-old, whatever, LeBron James would score 80 points on 36-year-old Michael Jordan. Lakers LeBron would beat Wizards Jordan by 40 points.
What are you doing? That's not accurate.
It is 100% accurate.
Jordan at the end with the Wizards is much better than you are remembering. Much better.
Hard disagree.
Oh, pull up the numbers, brother.
Hard disagree.
He had them.
He shot like 20% from the field.
That is not accurate. He actually created a super good mid-range jumper game.
And he always
and when
that.
he wanted it, he went and got it everything. He was all-star and out. Like he was a dude at the end. The thing that LeBron is doing much better is he's reloading every 5 minutes. Aside from the first 2 seasons when he was trying to ball with Larry Hughes down in Cleveland, he's put dudes around him.
As a 38 and 39-year-old in Washington, he shot 416 from the field, 445 from the field.
It's super good.
189 and 291 from 3.
Also, you said 36. You didn't say 39. And he was good with the Wizards.
He was in his second retirement when he was 36. My bad.
Hero.
He was not good with the Wizards.
Yes, he was.
It was an embarrassment. He should have never came back.
All-Star game MVP.
Out of pity.
I do think right now LeBron, he's got to be better than old Jordan. But I think like
old LeBron's better than young LeBron.
You put, I'm telling you right now, you put any dude that you want to identify and say in his prime with Luka, or if you want to say just past his prime with Luka, they're going to look as good as LeBron's looking right now. He's got those dudes every time. And what's the name of the GM there that does whatever he wants to the league?
Rob Pelinka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob Pelinka's like,
that's wild.
LeBron, tell me what you want. LeBron was like, I hate this Connect kid. Get rid of him.
What I'll say is really impressive about LeBron, though, is my main knock on him back when Kobe was still in his prime or playing very well is I was like, LeBron can't shoot like Kobe at all, or LeBron can't shoot like KD, or it was easily LeBron can't shoot like Steph. But he's gotten to this point where his jumper is like almost automatic. Like his one thing that has gotten better, age or not, athleticism or not, numbers or not, is his jumper.
His son.
Like, that too. But his jump shot has gotten like the frequency of his mid-range 3-point jumper. He's literally a better shooter than he's ever been in his career right now.
Surgical.
50% from 3 last night, if I'm not mistaken.
That's awesome.
He's getting better in his 40s.
Yeah, if he was getting more, if his athleticism was where it used to be in Miami and he had this shooting ability, it'd be hands down, like absolutely no debate, the greatest ever.
That's what I tell women on Tinder is I'm getting better in my 40s. That's a lie. It's only LeBron.
It's not accurate.
Yeah, it's not accurate at all. I'm getting way worse at everything.
Getting smarter
I'm a
though.
shell of myself.
He's-
No,
He is the greatest basketball
I'm burning
player.
brain cells at a historic rate, Zay. I don't have them to burn.
1,000 regular season wins, 50,000 points. I can do the math on that. He averages 1,000 points a game.
Not accurate, but I appreciate the attempts.
When he gone, which I won't be this year, won't be next year, won't be the year after that. When he gone, it could be after this year if him and Bronny win a championship together.
He's not leaving. He's going to do that until you got to scrape him off the court. He is not unless he gets to buy the new Las Vegas NBA franchise.
Then he'll go there.
And then, conflict of interest, then he'll do it.
What's the conflict
Then
of interest?
he'll take 1 year off, and then he'll be a player coach after that. Because he's in an ownership group of another team, correct?
In the NBA?
What's the Boston Co-op? Isn't he in on that?
Oh, he is in on that
Yeah.
with Jay-Z.
A bunch of people in that
There's
group.
a whole bunch of people in it.
Yeah.
I think it's actually just a good old boys club. Just
Like-
a bunch of guys smoking cigars.
Like a Knights of Columbus? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think it's like the
Okay.
Kiwanis.
Like the Kiwanis Club?
It's
Like the Elks Club?
It's like the Eagles.
It's a Moose Lodge? You talking about billionaire sports franchise owners are like a Moose Lodge?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't think that's correct?
It's the furthest thing from it.
You don't think the owners' meetings could just be done remotely and that it's not just an excuse for the boys to get together?
And you don't need to meet up on a privately owned island and burn effigies wearing robes.
Now, what is that word?
Effi-
F's and G's?
An effigy?
What is that?
Think Zozobra. That's
Okay.
a giant effigy.
All right, I'll bite. What is that word you said next to F and G?
Oh, okay. It's related to proprioception, is what it is.
All
What
right.
we learned earlier.
Proprioception is
If-
when you can see peripherally.
Yeah. So you got to know where your effigy is at all times.
Are you
If
saying,
you're being proprioceptive.
are you messing up the alphabet song and saying the letters F and G next to each other? Like if you were a new guy, if you were a freaking new guy, F and G?
I was just talking about the problems with my decrepit human brain, and here you are outdoing me at every turn.
At least I know that LeBron James is the best basketball player to ever live,
Just said he was.
statistically and actually,
And actually,
perceptually.
every metric.
And his current kid in the NBA is way better than Michael Jordan's kid that's in rehab.
But just don't ask this new administration because they'll tell you Pistol Pete Maravich is still the
They will
GOAT.
tell you that. That's George Mikan till the day I die.
Uh-huh. If Jerry West had some help, I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, if Jerry West got to play with Brian Scalabrine,
Yeah.
says this administration.
You know who I really like? Those Barry boys.
They shot free throws right, They had better form.
You know, it's a shame that I always got to leave Jason Williams off the list of top point guards, but reasons.
Yeah. His nickname was just a little too urban for me.
So funny. We step away to come back. We got a guest after the break, man.
We do. Friend of the show, Putney. You
What?
might know his sexy voice from the Blue Show on KUNM. I can't wait to talk about
It's
it.
Two Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're at the Horn YMCA, and sometimes worlds collide. Joining us from KUNM, that's 89.9. Putney Thomas, welcome, brother. How are you?
Man. Thanks. I'm so glad to be here. I was just happened to come in and get a workout here at this fabulous facility here, and I saw Van, and I saw you, and I said, "Wow, this is so much fun. What a way to get a workout in, and see these guys.
You
here.
host the Blues Show, which I thought was about hockey, but you're telling me it's not. It's about something else.
No, I don't have any sports on there, but I do every once in a while when the Lobos are on a Wednesday night. I say, "Go Lobos," and I sometimes will announce the score,
Ooh.
if they're winning.
That helps.
Keep the audience excited.
You got a Blues show. You could announce the score when they're losing.
Right. Then they really have the Blues.
They really have the
And
Blues.
we'd all have the Blues, but the Blues show is on every Wednesday night tonight from 7 to 10 p.m. on KUNM 89.9 Albuquerque, Santa Fe. So, when you get done listening to Two Men On, you could just tune it right into KUNM,
Ooh,
starting right at 7 o'clock.
like that. Pull that microphone right up in front of your face, Putney.
Okay.
We are from the Horn YMCA. We're talking the world of sports. We're talking the world of music, and we're talking that collision. And it was all the conversation in February with the halftime show of the Super Bowl. Does that kind of conversation bleed into your music world? Do people regularly draw from the world of sports as it relates to music?
Well, sometimes, but the reason why I'm here today, what I want to talk about is some sports, guys. I was listening to, and I know you guys cover a lot of different topics,
Yeah.
which is really cool. But I was listening to our president, your president, and
The president.
the president,
Yeah.
the FOTUS. But anyway, he was talking with Zelensky, and he said, "I hold all the cards." And under Zelensky's breath, he said, "This is not cards.
Yeah.
This is not a
Yeah.
game.
I'm playing games."
This is not a game." So I thought, maybe you guys could.
I'm not here to play cards.
Right. So I was thinking maybe you guys could work something in,
Well,
with
Van, you were a professional poker player for like a decade.
6 years, but close.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what I said was close.
It's close.
Yeah. You still regularly play cards. I believe you started our conversation yesterday with a card story.
Correct. Yeah, I crushed it Sunday night at Isleta. Shout out to the Isleta Poker Room.
They did. I'm trying to think this one through.
Mm-hmm.
They're not listening. No reason to shout them out. Also, they're not thankful for you taking all their money.
We got a bunch of friends of the show that work at Isleta.
Well, I'm saying we do.
I never told you my nickname at the Isleta Poker Room.
6'10".
They call me 6'10". Yes.
That's great.
And every time I get a 6'10" poker hand, I play it and I turn it over and show them, and they get giggles.
Is it
It's a real thing that happens. Yeah.
Wow.
And as a reasonably intelligent poker player, you should not be playing 6'10". It's an awful hand.
Mhm.
I mean, you could hit a straight. You could hit a flush.
Wildly
You
unlikely.
could hit two pair.
Yeah, you could hit if you run up against a better straight, you run up against a better flush with 6'10". Full house only with that hand.
Putney Thomas is joining us on the program. He has been a voice on your radio since 1988.
Yeah, like I was just telling Fred, I said, it's about as long as I've done anything in my life, being
Is
on
it-
the radio,
Is it wild to be able to remember when you're on Wednesday? So I guess
Mhm.
this isn't the best analogy,
Mhm.
but can you take us back to the Wednesday following the Dallas Cowboys' last Super Bowl? Can you take us back all those years and just the celebration that was around them?
Well, I love sports,
Yes.
and I do. And I used to, I'm from the New York area, as you can tell from my hat.
Yeah, with your New
know.
Jersey Giants hat on.
Right. And, I remember having lots of firsthand experiences, and I was lucky enough that my parents, they wouldn't accompany me, but they would let me go to New York City to see all kinds of sports, like the Mets, Yankees, hockey. I experienced hockey at an early age, and all the sports, all the pro sports, because it was only about 30 minutes away from where I lived, and I had a great time, and I got an initiation. But my memory, when you get to be 73 years old, it's hard to remember the championship Knicks team, in 1968 or whatever.
We
that
just
was.
saw New York's most famed team in person last week as the Harlem Globetrotters were at the Rio Rancho Event Center.
Oh yeah.
And that was the most fun Van and I had in some time. They play in slow motion.
Except for the Yankees, it's like the only winning team in New York right now.
Well, wait till next year, as they say.
Ah, yeah.
They do say that. Putney Thomas joining us on the program. He has a show tonight. That's not with us though. That's over on KUNM. But a little bit of a feature right here in town. Like if there's a conversation about jazz or blues, do you identify yourself as an expert in that stuff, or is it people who have identified you?
It's mostly blues. Okay. And, KUNM has a wide variety of music. I was just listening to Freeform today, and I just heard a lot of stuff I like. But, I do consider myself an expert at blues, and I try to go see as many blues concerts as I can. As Van knows, we saw each other at Blues Festival in Arizona.
Yeah.
And I just want to mention one real quick.
Yep.
That's coming up on Saturday night. Miss Bonnie Raitt will be appearing.
Let's go.
At the Kiva, and as usual, she puts on a great show. So there's a little advertisement for that, And so I try to see as many people as I can, because with blues people, they're dying, and so, I'm lucky enough to have seen a lot of the great ones. I used to be a concert promoter here in Albuquerque, and it was a great experience until I found out, well, I'm not be able to pay my mortgage this month, so I better stop. So I had a great time doing that, but I'm going to change the topic again on you, Fred. First of all, I just want to say, I want to jump into the conversation that you guys were having about Jordan. I saw. Okay. No, I have to. I have to take sides. As much as I love Michael Jordan, I saw him the last year he played. It was in Charlotte, and he went up for a dunk and couldn't elevate. He couldn't elevate, and he missed a dunk. I never thought I would see that, Michael Jordan missing a dunk, but it was pretty embarrassing, but anyway, so that's my take on that one.
In his final season with Washington, he averaged 20 points, 6 rebounds,
sheer volume,
3 assists.
Not an efficient 20.
He's a dude.
Well, you mentioned some of the legends of blues, like they're starting to pass away. But I think lucky for us, we got new generations coming up, and the reason we bonded when we met was our mutual interest in a local indigenous blues musician, Levi Platero, who's been on the show before, and he'll be on the show again for when he gets his new album out.
Very cool.
But how incredible is that young man?
You know what? He's been on my radio show a few times, playing live in the studio, which is really great because it's so unrehearsed, just real live, real raw, which is great. But, I saw him when he was 15 years old playing. His dad was in the band playing bass, and he called me up and he said, I know you're a blues DJ, and we've got an album coming out, and, my son is going to be playing, and I'm with him, and I would love you to come out and see him. 15 years old. He was amazing then. He's 10 times better now. He's just incredible, Ton
of talent comes out of the most unique places because you say blues to me, I immediately think of St. Louis. I think of Chuck Berry.
Right.
I think of like all the history that ever existed there. But little pockets all around the country. You can find just like fun, unique sounds that are in the spirit of, and as much as I know Levi's work, I would, it's not blues as I grew up with it. It's not the traditional sound that I'm accustomed to, but it is a very perfect sound for here. And that stuff does exist all over the country in that medium. So how great.
Well, he's got that native influence, like Jimi Hendrix was part native, and, he's kind of styled himself after some of Jimi Hendrix stuff,
Agree.
Another guy you need to have on your show, whom I think is one of the best musicians in this whole town. His name is Felix Peralta. Felix y Los Gatos.
Felix y Los Gatos. I'm familiar with his work.
He is a great musician. I got to put a plug in for him, because get him on the show and you'll have lots of people responding, because this guy is amazing.
Agree. Super talented guy.
So before I go, I just want to say something about your sponsors, because I know from radio, sponsors make things work and they make things happen, and you couldn't do anything really without these sponsors. I have experience with 3 of the main 4 that you have, and one is the Pignon Coffee, which is totally unique. I mean, I've never seen it anywhere else, and I know they got a little shop on 4th Street there, and I'm not a big coffee drinker, but they have good stuff, folks. You know,
Incredible.
You know, they have good stuff. Original, unique, New Mexican. So
Well, what you're talking about is the power of like advertising, right? Because Pinion has not been with us in 18 months.
Yeah.
18 months.
Huh.
And how prominently it still sits, you know, with so many people.
Mhm.
And it's just that's, I don't know how effective radio is.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to drive that message home.
Right.
And it's Bob Clark hosts the morning show over on KKOB, right?
Yeah.
He'll run into someone in the street and they'll say to him, I just saw you on TV.
Right.
And Bob hasn't been on,
Yeah,
Bob
for sure.
hasn't been at 7 in a long, long time.
Right.
You know, it's just kind of fun how that stuff works.
Mhm.
Yeah, like,
Uh-huh.
a special shout out to our friend Matt Breger from New Mexico.
Oh, he's
Pinon
the
Comics.
best.
Even though
Okay.
like Pinion isn't slapped across our show anymore,
Nope.
we're still fortunate to work with him on a bunch of great community events and collaborate and help the community in
Mhm.
every way we can. And Mexico Pinion Coffee is
They do it.
always there to help.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. And one which you just had some advertisement about, but I have my own experience with the Y, and this Y in particular. Folks, this is a great facility. I mean, when I lived around the corner, I used to come up here and work out almost every day. And I've known Mark Lewis since he was a little kid. You know, I was his counselor in elementary school, and he always remembers that. He sees me, says, "Oh, Mr. Thomas." Don't call me Mr. Thomas anymore, you know. But anyway, this is a great facility. They remodeled it not that long ago. It's got everything you need. You know, you don't need anything else in the gym. You got it right here at the Y. I have personal experience in that my daughter would come here to summer camp. I worked the summer camps a couple years when in between gigs as a school counselor. I had the summer off and I worked the camps here, and I had fun doing it, you know, and it's just a great place for kids and
Mhm.
adults, you know. So,
Sure.
you know, that's my only shout out for that. And last but not least, I-9 Sports. I've been involved with I-9. I was picked to referee some basketball this year, and I've had my grandkids in I-9 Sports for a long time, and you know, they just have the right idea about sports. You know, it's about learning and about respectful sportsmanship. They really got the right idea behind sports. So I love I-9 Sports. I think it's a great company. Great. Everybody have your kids at I-9 Sports. They can learn a lot, you know, and you know, you don't have to be an amateur pro or whatever. You just get your kids in there and let them have some fun.
Putney Thomas, one of the best in the business, one of the voices of this city. Thank you so much for sitting down with us,
You're
brother.
welcome. You're welcome, man.
Whenever
And you guys come on the radio with me.
Would love to.
deal.
Come
Would
on up.
love to.
Yeah, I got my start in college radio.
Talk a little
all
Mississippi,
right.
talk a little Mississippi Fred McDowell.
Yeah,
That's my
sounds
guy right
good.
there.
Sounds good.
He's my favorite.
I'll give it to you guys as we go to break, and it's probably been 21 years. We listen to College Radio's Best, WLCA 89.9.
All right.
That's a throwback there. Shock Tony joins us. Welcome back to the program. 2 Men On is live from the YMCA. I'm filling out a YMCA survey here, Van. It says, do you have any suggestions for ideas, activities, or programs that make the YMCA a better place for older adults?
Okay.
And I think they should get, and maybe it's through geotagging or whatever, but a way to notify people when you're here so that they don't come down.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, so they know when you're away that it's good for them. And then if you're approaching, they know to leave.
Well, I mean, people who look like me, you could probably should just innately know not to mess around with them.
Okay, don't mess around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like
I encourage him to come while he's here.
I illegally looked at a bunch of your surveys, and bring 2 Men On more often was the most.
Yeah, that's wild. That's on there.
Yeah, most plentiful answer.
That's wild.
Was it out of the 10 that we got so far?
Yeah. All 10 except for mine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you heard it, guys. They'll be here more every Wednesday now, right?
We'll talk after the program.
Yeah, it's a scheduling thing, you know.
That's what I thought. But I'm happy to have you guys here today.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
You guys will be here at the health fair also, right?
24th?
On the 15th.
On the 15th. I was thinking about that child, youth, something.
That's next month.
Okay, yeah, that was next month.
We'll be there too.
Yeah, we filled with events. So this month we have our Healthy Habits Health Fair. That'll be on and popping on the 15th from 1 to 3.
Okay.
We got Pima coming through, Wellness Lab coming through. So they'll be doing some bone and density scans, Restore Wellness. They'll be coming by. So we got a couple of community partners coming through here, all health and wellness related. Really try to get the members some additional resources that they might not be getting here at the Y. So.
We're talking the NFL with Jacques Tony and the Y when we get back from the break. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel.
On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're at the Horn YMCA. Jacques Tony is with us, talking the world of the YMCA, talking the NFL, healthy habits. Got the big health fair coming up. Jacques mentioned that earlier. It's Saturday. That is March the 15th from 1 to 3. Come down to the Horn Family YMCA. Learn a little something. It's always fun to continue to learn. And if you're worried about paying when you get here, don't worry about it, because you don't have to pay till May.
Yeah, family and single parent memberships pay nothing until May. Get your kids signed up for summer camps, receive all the benefits until May.
Super sweet.
Hey, take advantage of that bone density scan for the
Yeah,
health fair.
that's going to be, hey, you know, last time they came here, I was like, oh, it's just some people scanning my bone and find out almost nothing because I got big bones. Because I like to think I'm big boned, you know?
Yeah,
That's a thing that you tell people
you
all
would.
the time.
You're the guy who would say
You
that.
say that so often.
Yeah, I'm big boned it. Yeah, come to find out, bone health is optimum over here, but
Excellent.
it's like a very common thing that bone health is not really that great because we lack vitamin D. So
Right.
come and learn a little bit about your body.
Now, what part do they scan?
They put your arm into this machine and
Okay.
like,
So Van is a bonehead, and I would like to get his skull done. He's thick-skulled.
Very thick.
Yeah.
It saved what's left of my brain so often. I was there for the last time I got a bone scan.
yeah, that's probably good.
My
at you,
results were avian.
whatever that means.
I got bird bones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why the price of eggs right now.
I'm paying you guys in eggs this month, by the way.
We'll take the futures, brother.
Record month. Yeah.
I'll get you 224 dozens.
Why don't you do?
Now, hold on.
You gonna make us do the math?
It's not Christmas.
Yeah.
Slow
Oh,
down.
okay, I'll slow down.
Slow down,
Start
man.
with 2 dozen each. That's it. All right.
What are 2 dozens? That's
24 eggs.
24 eggs.
no, but 2 dozen.
So that's $130. I think.
Hey, eggs are going hot on the streets. At least $4 a pop.
You got an egg plug out on the streets? Is that what you're saying?
Yo,
Eggs
bro,
are
I'm from New York. You should know that. I got the plug straight from Pennsylvania.
You're not
too.
gonna sit here and tell me a deviled egg is $4 a pop.
Whoa, Pennsylvania eggs? You got them Amish eggs?
You got
I got some Amish eggs.
Yo.
I'm glad you know, bro.
You got Westchester eggs?
Nah,
Bestchester. That's what's up.
nah, we don't got those. But
The
we got,
Amish eggs are
we
so
got the Amish
expensive.
eggs though. They
Yeah, they're so expensive. They just give you free furniture.
So
with the eggs.
I have some bad news for you guys. So the price of eggs, due to the avian flu, very high. The Amish right now in Pennsylvania, they have the measles. Yeah, so
okay.
you've actually
I got that shipment about 2 weeks ago, so we still rocking on that, bro. I'm supposed to get one tomorrow. We'll see how much come in there.
the more Amish eggs.
The more Amish eggs.
So I read an article today that was forced on me from the algorithm,
Mhm.
talking about how, because Easter is approaching,
Yes, yes.
Easter's approaching.
and now you guys may or may not be familiar with the tradition of Easter, but what they traditionally do involves eggs.
Yeah, my kid looking for cookies this year.
That is
Mhm.
that is kind of the story, right? So the thing I read said, why not old school, like during the 1920s Great Depression, Mr. Potato Head this thing, and we are literally going through the depression again as people are replacing their eggs with potatoes and then having Mr. Potato Head parties with items that you would poke into a potato to make funny faces. This is real.
I
This
like
is
that.
real what I
That-
just said.
Actually, that is much safer for the kids also. I love that idea. If you drop a potato, you're like, pick it back up.
There was then a recipe on how to core out the potatoes, sacrifice some, create potato style mash, season it, then create what Van and I would call, or at least me growing up in the Midwest, potato skins, fill the middle with the potato filling like a deviled egg out of a piper, and then have delicious
Yeah.
deviled potatoes instead of eggs because the price of eggs are so expensive.
God.
Right.
Big back season
Fred's
is
been
here.
to an Applebee's.
It's Big Mac season over there. That's what it
It
sounds
sounds
like.
100%.
Hey, after you eat all those potatoes, come to the Y and work them off.
Cayenne pepper galore.
But I do have a question with
Okay.
the eggs being potato replaced.
Mm-hmm.
How do you dye them? Like, can you still dye them? Do you dye
Different color saran wrap. Just wrap them.
or just
saran wrap?
But
there's
before you
so-
throw in the
there's-
microwave.
There's so many different colored potatoes already.
Good point.
I mean, they're just all different shades of brown, though.
Hold on.
No, no.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Except
no.
that
Come
one
on.
purple one.
Oh my
Come on.
goodness.
But there's not-
Where do you shop?
What DI potatoes are you talking about?
No yellow, no
It's a
yellow,
purple
no
potato.
purple, no yellow gold. There's
Yellow
potatoes in every color.
They're not actually gold. They're just yellow. Not even. They're just like a light brown. They're like the light skinned brother on the block.
What are you, Goldfinger? All of a sudden?
Hey, also,
What are you- who are you, King Midas?
I'm
we're
more
being-
like the Forrest Gump of potatoes. All right.
if we're being real critical right now, eggs are this same story, but we really only mess with the white ones.
It's
Nah,
true.
the brown ones are definitely in, bro.
Not for Easter.
Not for 3.5 more years.
The brown ones are definitely cool enough. Have you seen the blue ones?
Like baby bird blue ones, like blue jay eggs. Is that what you're talking
No.
about?
You really don't know about the Amish eggs, bro. They come in like light shades of blue and like green with the super fresh eggs.
So what are they feeding these chickens to make this thing? Like they have to be dyeing their food.
They're not dyeing the food. It's just
That's why the eggs are different
it's
colors.
just from the different things that they eat in the weather. Also, I'm not like an egg extraordinaire, you know.
you should
but,
not be.
But
The-
I lived in the Midwest for about 5 years, so I learned a thing or two while I was there.
That's what I'm saying. You get colorful eggs when you literally like change their diets. Like, and you can dye their. If you give a chicken
It's not blue.
red
from the-
dye number 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm expecting some deviled eggs.
Yeah.
and red deviled eggs.
Yes.
But this is all. It's something with the temperature and when they lay the eggs. It's like
That's-
some science guys.
This is wives' tale stuff you're doing.
I'm telling you, bro. I got fresh eggs, and they come in different shades of
Van?
white.
Zay, are you Googling any of this? Because none of this sounds true.
No,
I'm
there's
definitely just running it through the computer in my brain.
Yeah, but anyway, eggs come in weird colors. Just know that. Fresh eggs.
all right. I cannot find anything that's saying that if an egg is born in the morning versus in the evening, that it's going to be a different color.
That wasn't the question you're supposed to ask Google, though.
Oh yeah.
I saw one was organic and the other was caged. No,
No,
Nah, you want pasture raised, bro. You don't want cage free or anything.
I don't know
You
how
want
pigment would
pasture-raised.
have anything to do with that.
you don't want cage free.
No, cage free. They just put them in a room and then they call them cage free. Pasture raised, they actually in
Yeah, that's
the
outside in the
pasture
sun.
doing them
Cage
in
freeze
the
like
sun,
in a
yeah.
huge barn.
Yeah,
From acid.
that's how they get you, bro. That's what they be.
I'm over here thinking. I'm thinking like they're basically not just like in jail.
Nah, they just not in. They like
They're on the floor in jail.
yeah.
Like,
Whatever
yard.
whatever Gen Pop is in jail,
Yeah.
that's what they in. Like,
If you, what is it, 45 minutes? You got to let them out 45 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's all it is.
It's
for chickens or for-
humans, yeah.
yeah, grade A.
Both.
Yeah, grade A is prison, free range is jail. Like they're both bad. Like
Free range is jail.
Farm raised is like you have like a real life and
Yeah.
a family, like you're raising
Yeah,
little,
that's pasture raised. Like
yeah. The only way to get that
That's what they
not
though,
to be
Yeah.
confused with
That's more like-
pasteurized,
No,
right?
which is the only milk you should have also.
yeah, like HTST, like
Quit being
high
weird.
temp short time pasteurization.
Yes.
yeah.
Let's now also homogenize that stuff. Spin it, boys. Let's get those fats out of there. Let's make this thing healthy for you. Like we need to set you up for success.
I mean, eggs are healthy. That's what
We talk about milk.
the milk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
If
say
you drink that milk though, when you're done, you got to say no homo. Genized.
Homogenization. After you drink it.
Afterwards. Yeah.
I thought that we were going somewhere way different with that. Like, all right,
Yeah.
we're still at the Y. That's good.
We have been the whole time.
Oh man. So NFL
You don't want me to make a culture joke right now about making cheese, or yes?
cheese.
That's fine. All right, we'll just skip that one. It would have worked though.
Oh, God, the culture and the cheese.
That's fine. Okay, I got blood. I worked at a creamery for a long time. Just for the record,
I lived my backyard, and when I lived in Missouri, led to a cow pasture.
all of Missouri.
No.
Yeah.
Prairie farms.
Prairie Farms slap. That's the Illinois go-to. I guess I didn't know that Isaiah knew about Prairie Farms until right now.
Yeah.
Prairie Farms.
Isn't he from?
Yeah, he's from Illinois.
Yeah. All right.
Prairie Farms not only was the milk brand, and like up until the time that I lived there as a child, they would still do the glass bottle delivery to your house. Like it was the deal.
Oh, that's why.
That's the
The
fire
OG
milk, though.
Oberweis.
Yeah.
That's the fire milk right there. Keep them away from your wife, though.
The milkman.
Yeah.
Now they in such a hurry. That's all. That's the wives' tale. Like they run to your door and run away. And the Prairie Farms in Illinois is like the Allsups here. Like the Prairie Farms was like they had these standalone. Like you could bring in your glass bottle and swap it out for another glass bottle. It was, and when you were a kid, it was like that was the chore mom and dad gave you, where it was, or just mom often.
Did we just figure out the again in Make America Great Again? Is this what he's talking
It's
about?
like back to
When people
glass bottle milk
brought
base.
eggs and milk to your front door?
I mean,
When did that stop?
So as I start making,
it.
Jacques like, listen, I'm gonna make some clothes out of flour bags, and we gonna be set.
Yeah.
Like this
Wow.
is.
Now I'm gonna use the green chili burlap bags, bro. They're gonna be selling here hot.
Well, yes, green chili is hot.
No, I'm talking about the shirts that I'm gonna be with my new design
Your-
in burlap bags, bro.
Your burlap chili shirts.
Burlap chili shirts. You're gonna be modeling one.
Let's say I
How many
slightly
times-
sweat.
How many times do you have to? Yeah, you beat me to my next
Yep.
question. How many times do you have to wash those bags? The capsaicin will get in your skin and it will burn like hot fire.
Hey, I'm over here like no cap.
It's, underneath it has this like warning label or whatever. But it's on the underneath side, so by the time you put it on, you'll find it.
All I want
Just CYA is all he's talking about.
cover your appendages.
Sure.
I was really trying
That's
to.
one. That's
I
one.
was really trying to get
Let's
there.
go with that one.
The Horn YMCA is where we are today. We've been here pretty regularly. We haven't been out to McLeod in some time, but all these programs and everything we're talking about, you can get access to them if you're up in the Heights. Head down to the McLeod, sign up, come down to the Horn, sign up, become a member here at the Y. You just hired my old friend Stephanie as a trainer. You guys have really kind of bolstered your personal training here at the Y. How easy is it for people to get access to one-on-one attention and assistance here at the Y?
Oh, very easily. Just walk in.
Yeah.
Ask the right question. I got you.
Where's Jacques at?
Yeah, that's the question.
The other day I walked in, I said, where's Jacques at? And then I just heard his office door close.
And
No, I was actually really surprised you were here. I haven't seen you. I haven't seen him in like at that time of the day in a while.
We had a board meeting.
Oh, sounds boring.
Boarding.
Nah, I bet y'all be back there. Nah, y'all got good lunch back there. Y'all be back there kicking it.
we're doing important work
And it's
as
not-
board members of the YMCA.
Yeah, I mean, we're all doing important work around here. Serving our community is hard, and somebody's got to do it. So I thank you guys and everyone else here also.
Also, 1, 2, 3, not it.
Not it.
Yeah.
For the next one.
I can't join any more boards. Like, there's only so much time in the day.
You love the kids, bruh. Do it for the kids. You do it all the time for the kids. I'm
I
sure
try.
somebody walked in here and was like, hey, I got this nonprofit and it's for kids. You want to be a board member? Right after you just said that, you're going to be like, yeah. When do we start?
Yeah.
You have his interest for sure. His interest would be there.
Yeah.
It is literally the opposite with Fred. He didn't walk into a building because he saw a child crying today.
That's true. So walking into the Y today, there was a child crying in the foyer, and they were crying because they were trying to steal food out of the food donation basket
Correct.
that's up front. And the mother, which by the way, like said, no, we have food at home.
Yeah.
We don't have
He's
to.
like, those are for people who don't have access to food. We can't take their food. We have food.
And then because people are creatures of habit, there's 2 swinging doors on the front of the Y. Well, for whatever reason, people only choose to use one.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to stand there and wait for people to try to navigate through doing the sidestep maneuver around the crying child so that I could open the door next to the crying child and walk through at a normal pace and gait.
Yeah. I was like, this is uncomfortable for a lot of people in the lobby right now. Let me dig in my bag see what I have because I usually have
Some kind of
delicious candies and treats with me.
For children.
Not
Yeah,
necessarily.
he carried them around for the kids.
And the only thing I had on me was a vegan protein bar. I was like, oh my God, that's going to make that baby cry way harder.
And that thing's probably like $6.
Yeah, you was about to hook them up.
No, there's no eggs.
There's no eggs in there.
No, it's vegan.
Hey, they offered me cookies the other day. One was shape of an egg. I just took that one on principle. It's like, this is probably cheaper than a real egg anyway.
The Reese's chocolate eggs are cheaper than real eggs. Right now.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
Cadbury,
And did you
cheaper.
see the price of avocados? I don't even eat avocados, but it just hurts my heart to see avocados.
they're up 25%.
Yo, they have more than that. It's got to be more than that. It was $10 for 5 avocados.
It's crazy that you're like, my name's Jock and I'm no guac.
Yeah, I'm no guac over here, bro. But I heard I make a mean guac.
What?
Yeah. Surprisingly, I make guac.
No, every dealer samples their stash. And you're going to sit here and tell me that you're the guac master and you don't even guac.
I don't guac. But I'll walk around the whole room and tell you to ask everybody to sample it. It needs a little bit more salt. Okay, cool.
How far are you away from the El Mesquite market?
El Mesquite?
That's where you get your cheap rice and beans and avocados.
Word.
Yes, you are welcome.
Thank you. I don't even eat avocados, but my wife would thank me later.
I don't even know how to buy one.
An avocado?
Yeah, you go into the store, and then you see the avocado.
Full. I know the process of shopping. If you were to be like, Freddie, I'm going to hand you multiple avocados, identify by whatever of your primary senses that you use,
Okay.
which avocado is ripened, I would struggle.
It's usually the soft one.
That one seems mushy to me. I don't want that one.
No. But not like mushy soft. Like they like
It gives a little.
It gives a little
Gives
bit.
a little.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah.
I'll tell you off air.
One sounds like whenever I don't shave for 2 days, and I'm like, that
What's
one's
the
Right? That's
the rare, medium rare when you touch
on your
thumb to
palm?
fingers? Yeah.
what does that have? How did we get to shaving? We're talking
because they're
about rice.
fuzzy boys.
I think
Avocados aren't fuzzy.
Oh, see, I don't know what I'm talking
You're
about.
not eating avocados.
Speaking of a kiwi,
Yeah.
Oh, kiwis are super gross too. Wait, no, I like kiwis. Is that the green one?
That's the green one.
I-
You talking about the fruit bird?
Wait, pistachios?
Hey, so I volunteered to teach a nutrition class over at Inez in a couple of weeks.
Well, hold up.
I want you
Don't
to come
say
with me.
don't say you're a professional chef at Guavocado, and then you immediately tell us how no one will pay you to do it, and you have to volunteer.
Oh no, I volunteered because it's at the school.
Oh,
bro.
okay. Sorry. Can you, all right,
It's
circle
at the
back.
school. We got to take care of these kids. We talked about
Yes.
that. We got to take care of the kids in the community, man. Everybody needs it. It takes a village, is what they used to say.
Previous administration.
Yeah, it was really before this. Jacques, you did a good job on the show today. Thank you.
I try to avoid the Jets as much as I can today.
Good job.
Yeah, you and every free agent.
Nah, they actually just people knocking on their door. I'm thinking they're crazy. What?
Well, they're looking for the Giants. They're confused on the address.
Like, yeah, same address, just that next door over.
I bet they both have offices at the stadium.
I would think so.
Last time when I got invited to the coaches meeting, it wasn't at the stadium, bro.
Well, most teams have like practice facilities
You
too.
were fooled by a Craigslist ad.
Oh yeah, there's
Wasn't that
That
what it
was
was?
not
Yeah.
a real invitation.
That couch was not actually for casting.
Ah,
It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program where we need to get back on the commercial break schedule. During the break, we had some friends of the show come up to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty like, hi, hello, how are you? Do like a handshake thing or whatever.
Sure.
I think I had like a stressful day. I feel like I have stressy pit smell.
You do smell worse under conditions of stress.
Is that real?
Not you specifically. Humans
do.
Yeah.
Because my today was not tremendous,
Okay.
right? I had a lot
Bummer.
going on today. Had to put out some fires professionally.
Uh-huh.
Also, friend of the show, if you can relate to this sentence, 505-246-0610. I could use a little support right now.
Yeah, we got Robert on the line.
Is he about to comment on how every problem in his life is not because of himself, but those that he associates with, like I'm about to?
He doesn't give me that vibe on the phone. But
Robert, welcome to the program. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I just wanted to give you some advice on picking avocados. I know you've
Yes.
been
very good.
talking
Thank
about
you.
that. What I found is, first of all, the larger avocados seem to be better than the smaller ones. When I buy the smaller ones, if they get soft, they seem to turn like a dark color, and they're not very tasty. However, the larger ones, if you buy them when they're hard, bring them home and let them ripen, and right when they start to get a little bit soft, that's the perfect time. That's kind of what I found out. And you're right, they're so darn expensive. My daughter used to live in San Diego. This was about 6 years ago. You could buy avocados for 20 cents a piece. They were small ones, but they were still really good. This was outside of San Diego. But now, with all these tariffs and this craziness that's going on, it's just getting out of hand. I mean, even to buy an avocado, you're going to need a couple of paychecks. But anyway, I wanted to comment on I just tuned in, so I wasn't listening.
Yep.
If you had talked about the Lobos, but it was a game of missed opportunity for Nevada. They had two opportunities to win that game. Davidson went to the free throw line with the 1-and-1 twice, and he missed the front end of the 1-and-1s. And I don't know if you got a chance to look at Alfred. He gave that guy Davidson, when he came to the bench, he gave him the look of El Diablo, the look of the devil. Alfred was pissed. But, and again, I don't know how to, Donovan Dent has a way of taking control of the game and taking over the pace of the game, especially towards the last 6 minutes. He can turn 6 minutes into 3 minutes just by holding the ball. And then most of the time, when he holds the ball and takes it to the hoop at that 12-second mark, he'll either pass it off and be successful or take the shot and be successful. And that's what's winning ball games for us. He's amazing. I've never seen a player like that can take control of the game. Anyway, you guys have a great day.
That's a good call.
Yeah, good call. Robert, I have some avocado advice for you.
Okay.
Shop at the El Mesquite Market
You already gave that advice.
or the El Super. That's where you get your cheap avocados.
I'm going to say this about Donovan Dent. He's ripe right now.
Yeah.
He's perfect.
Did you give him a little firm squeeze?
Not too mushy. Not too mushy.
Is that how you figured
Yeah.
it out? Yeah.
He's like Turbo Tony Davis out.
Oh, man.
I think,
Amongst boys.
yeah, it is. I'm going to say this. I've been in the market for 7 years. I've been plugged into Lobos athletics for 5.5 real heavily. He is the best basketball player that I have seen.
Here. Hard agree. Yeah. Been some great players in
Yeah.
and out, but he's the only one that can take over a game like that.
And I mean, like, overall, like, kind of has his head together, like, knows how to do, like, those important things during games. Like,
Messes with Sadies.
messes with
Shows
cities.
great decision-making skills. Yeah.
I think the best raw talent guy I've ever seen was the guy that was at New Mexico Highlands, but he didn't have it, like, put together
Mm-hmm.
the way that Donovan Dent does. And I think he's the best basketball player that has been here in at least the 7 years.
Since you've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I bet I know you're talking about it at Highlands. If we were to go like ratio to how good he was to that team in that division versus Dent, I think that maybe where they're like equal, like maybe like what they mean to their team.
Yeah. Well, and we're talking about Sammy Barnes Tompkins, who could play at New Mexico Highlands.
Okay.
Who you talking
I
about?
thought I was thinking Moses. I thought he was
He could play too.
an amazing player.
Yeah, his story is a little different. Coming over with the 1 year, like because Dent is a little more, I think, similar. That's a good example too, though, because Dent with the multiple years. I mean, also if this team doesn't really do it in the tournament, like these guys are going to walk away. Like these guys are going to go find opportunity elsewhere. What was the name of the kid that went to Lubbock? Toppin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
JT Toppin.
You know how much money there is in Lubbock right now?
He has been crushing it too.
He's been very good.
Yeah.
I know success stories are always nice. I will say, Sammy, I still follow him. He's made a really, really nice turn.
He's hooping.
He's still hooping. He's a substitute teacher.
Yep.
Right? He deals with kids. He's
a very good human being. Like
I think he's turned that corner. I don't think he has. I think he's super cool now. I know he's still hooping. Actually, he came into my job a few months ago.
He played overseas. I mean, and that's what a lot of these guys do at this level. They get a chance to play professionally. And I think, ignorantly, a lot of fan of sports thinks that's only the NBA. Well, it's not.
It is not.
No, there's opportunities all over. And, I'll say this about, and I know obviously I have a relationship with Sammy. Whenever he was in college, because this was true for my story, I did not love college.
Right.
Like I graduated at college. Ask me about my fondest memories of Southern Illinois or Washington State University. None of them were in the classroom.
Are they ever?
I think for some.
If you have like a scientific breakthrough, maybe.
Yeah.
Besides that, no.
Yeah.
The best stuff happens off campus.
I agree with that. The people you meet, the experiences you have.
I enjoyed it so little, I started playing poker for a living.
Well, there's that approach too.
Yeah. Which, let me suggest, for all our young, impressionable minds out there, don't do what I did.
The NFL said it's time to sign. We'll tell you who's getting paid what. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
You're listening to the Jim Rome Show.
Let's go to Tampa. Let's see what's up there quickly. Fitz in Tampa.
I am a long time
ACC, SEC, and Big 12.
Horn YMCA. I'm going to need some help making this one a big deal, Van.
Okay, let's try me.
Linebacker Zach Bond resigns with Philadelphia. 3 years, $51 million. They just got rid of their best player on defense, that Slay kid. I don't know if this is. I just can't pay linebackers. I'm that guy. I don't see the value.
For a guy who deserved Defensive Player of the Year votes, I think they're getting him for cheap.
That's a lot of money, dude. In the fake salary cap world.
Yeah.
The Raiders are re-signing Max Crosby, 3 years, $106 million. What?
I mean, Darius Slay was a stud, but he's a 34-year-old cornerback that's kind of aging out.
Well, I don't know how big they think their window is, but a
Plus,
35-year-old corner would have been fine. Max Crosby, 3 years, $106 million. 91 is guaranteed. So he is now the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history.
Worth every penny. He wrecks dudes. And not only just like doesn't take advantage of soft offensive lines, he does it against the best of the best. Also, if you're the Raiders, you should be in a complete rebuild and you should have traded him for assets.
Mhm.
But what do I know?
I don't know, man. That's a redefiner for the market. Like that is every team is now mad at the Raiders.
Yeah. Jerry Jones specifically.
Max?
Because now you got to pay Micah Parsons more than that.
Is Max short for max contract?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Mike has been begging to take less, actually.
Been salivating now.
We'll hope. We'll see when that one drops.
This is a classic Jerry Jones waited too long like he does every single time.
Which one? The Micah one?
Yeah, this one now. But all of them. He just waits.
He usually does. I will say the past few days it's been awkward how many moves the Cowboys have been making. They re-signed the defensive tackle for less than the franchise tag, which they're about to do. They re-signed Osa, and they just restructured CD's contract. It gives them $20 million in cap room, and then they just restructured Dak the very next day today, which freed up $36 million in cap room.
Did they sign Nick Bosa?
That would be nice. I think they can afford him. They can afford just about any free agent now.
Is he the one or was it the other one? Which Bosa is available?
Neither, I don't believe.
No,
I haven't heard.
I thought the one got cut.
No way.
Oh, I thought that.
I think you're correct.
Really?
Sorry.
Yeah, the Chargers, Joey.
Joey Bosa got cut.
Or he's about to get cut. Yeah, he's about to get cut.
Cap casualty.
I mean, fine.
I would not mind that if Joey Bosa became available. But it's just last year they blamed the reason not doing anything on not having any cap space, but this year they've made 3 moves within that open up $56 million. So
cap's not real. It's not a real thing.
I don't think Jones knows how old he is. Does he know his own age?
I don't know.
Because if he wants a shot at this thing, he better start throwing everything at this team.
The guy that redefined kind of the modern day free agency market, he's getting cut. Christian Kirk is being released by the Jaguars.
Be a surprise to anyone.
He made so.
Well, that's franchise tag.
Still counts as
Talking
money.
about like an act for just be a WR2.
All right, so so this Bond guy you're talking about, he originally signed a 1-year, $3.5 million deal in 2024. And now he gets $51 million 1 year later. Good for him. It's a $45 million offer per year for Brock Purdy.
Too much?
No.
He's bolstered by a fantastic roster, and now the roster's not as good as it used to be. He's going to be very much exposed the next couple of years.
RIP to Gardner Minshew.
It's a free man. He got out of Vegas. He might be with a good franchise here pretty shortly.
No.
I'd rather have Gardner Minshew than about 12 starting quarterbacks, maybe 10 for sure.
He is not a top 10 quarterback. He is
not a bottom 10 either.
He's a number 1 backup.
Oh, yeah.
And he is a number 16 to 20 starting quarterback.
Yes, right behind Dak.
That tracks.
Dak is 15 and a half. Gardner's probably 16.
If he goes to the Knicks and they draft Jalen Milroe, he will play for 1 year exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then have the formula down where he does it again next year for whatever team. He'll never see the playoffs. He'll never get opportunity again. Every season will be 5-9. But he'll still be my favorite player.
And Jalen Milroe will never. He's not going to start unless someone gets hurt. And I don't mean to sound like a hater. I just don't think he's got a strong arm. He's like Cardale Jones. Remember Cardale Jones at Ohio State? What was that, like 2013, 2014?
Yeah, he got a lot of free tattoos.
Yeah. Ohio State that year is very similar to Alabama recently, where it's like you got 3 quarterbacks and they all, at least in college level, they're all good. And one goes down, another one comes up, he's a stud. Another one goes down, he comes up, he's a stud. And it was Cardale Jones, and they're like, oh, he just went and won the Natty. And the guy didn't do anything in the NFL.
Well, I have some bad news about anyone that thinks Alabama can't make quarterbacks.
Sure. I think he's way closer to Jalen Hurts than he is to Cardale Jones.
You think Milroe is?
Yeah, I do.
I'll take that one.
Will Minshew Mania live on?
As long as he's got some sweet hair and a sweet mustache.
In all seriousness.
Whenever he really wants to step away from playing the game, he's going to be the number 1 coaching hire in all of sports.
No,
yes.
Not coaching.
Yes.
He'll host Jeopardy or something.
No.
He is Aaron Rodgers, but relatable and approachable and sensible. He's if Aaron Rodgers had even an ounce of Fitz magic.
That's a good comp right there too. Fitz magic.
Just sprinkle a little Fitz magic on him.
Gardner Minshew, I know he doesn't look like it because of his, his van life and his mutton chops and his mullet. He's like a genius level X and O's guy.
Went to Washington State. I mean, it's like a really good college.
It is the most average college, but boy, did it give him a good education.
Do we want to spend any amount of time talking about how safe all the single moms in Las Vegas are now that Gardner Minshew's being released?
Well, then they're just about to move wherever he's going.
Yeah, because if they get Cam Ward, those moms are in trouble again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
This does set him up for like a Shadur Sanders.
Kind of Shadur trajectory.
I'd be into it. What does Tom Brady want to do? What does Tom Brady want to do?
Not pay Gardner Minshew.
It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Brought to you.
Welcome back to 2 Minute On. We're wrapping up the program from the Horn YMCA. Only the good die young, man.
That's what I've heard.
And some good, well, they just live too long, and that's Mason Crosby. He was so good for so long until the very end.
Oh, man. I was there for most of it.
He has announced his retirement from the NFL. Yeah, he's, I guess, retiring as a Green Bay Packer, right?
Oh, you kind of have to be, right?
So there you go. All your Packers are gone. Adams is out.
The downfall of Crosby, it was a little heartbreaking. He went from, like, obviously off the field aside, he went from, like, Justin Tuck to, like, a shell of himself a little bit. I guess that's what happened when you get older. But the Packers for so long just had a guaranteed bucket at the kicker position.
For a long time.
All the Rodgers years, he got to the 35, it was a go. Mason Crossbar himself put the Cowboys out twice.
Which one hurts you more, Van, this or Randall Cobb retiring?
You know what hurts me the most?
Yeah.
That I've been a Packer fan for 3/4 of my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never heard anyone say Mason Crossbar, and it's very upsetting to me right now. That's a fantastic nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's proof that you guys actually don't watch TV. Because after
I watch it, I just don't listen.
Well, I mean the sports talk. Yeah, well, yeah, the sports shows that came. Skip gave him that name. It was after he made the first kick versus the Cowboys. Or actually, I think he missed the first one. They call it timeout, and then he made the second one, but it bounced off the crossbars and went in the playoffs. It was the last time the Packers and Cowboys played. So that was 2016, right?
You can look at the last time the Cowboys were in the divisional round. That would be that.
2016.
Now, Van, the reason I bring this up is if the Packers signed the kicker from the Ravens.
Now, how dare you?
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up. Can you then admit that you're not actually a Packers fan and they're a terrible organization and you're no longer going to...
If the Packers signed Justin Tucker,
Mm-hmm.
I would never be a Packers fan again.
That's what I'm saying.
Like immediately. It's not like the Astros in cheating, which I refer to as trying harder than everyone else.
Yep.
That's gross. As someone who loves my mother, sister, and daughter more than anything on the planet, there's no way I could back that.
I have an off the field update about Hunter Renfro. Are you ready for this?
This is what I've been waiting for.
He's now working in the recycling industry, according to the South Carolina Department of Commerce. So there you go.
Congratulations.
Would you like a quote from Hunter Renfro?
Like nothing I've ever wanted before.
When we recycle, we're not just helping the environment, we're supporting the hardworking families like ours at ESS Industrial. Our company is proud to be part of South Carolina's small business community, and by recycling, we can help it grow, create more jobs, and thrive.
I would like to track their trash.
What?
Are they actually recycling? Because as a hippie who actually recycles, I know how awful that industry is.
3 years ago, he was the best offensive weapon on the Raiders. Can he catch 100 balls? Or am I making that up?
He was good. He had a hard peak. Seemed like a cool dude. I mean, if he's retiring and starting a recycling business, can't be that bad of a dude anyways.
Reduce, reuse, retire.
Re-infro.
Oh, nice. It's crazy that there were two human beings on Earth at the same time named Hunter Renfro, and that they both played professional sports at the exact same time.
It's wild.
What city are the Padres in right now?
What city are the Padres in?
Yeah.
They're not the Chargers. They still reside
Right,
in
so they're
San
still
Diego.
in San Diego?
I think.
I don't know. That's
Unless
what
there's more non-Hunter Renfro breaking news that we missed.
he was so good that 1 year, and then no one took a flyer on him.
Because he didn't demand a trade to the Patriots, and his career was over.
There's always a team that'll get you like the undersized white slot. The Patriots was it for a long time. The Cowboys used to be it in the early 2000s. Miami was it for a while. Like they would just find a way. And no one was about maybe you know what it could be. It could be a thing off the field. He could have got popped for like a drug thing or something. And they don't take that stuff public. Because if you have a big year, then maybe you get popped for a performance enhancer. This is all alleged. I'm not saying this actually happened. But that keeps teams from signing you.
You just do something awful.
Not even awful, but just like a steroid or something.
Like he wanted to start a recycling company. And they're like, we can't stand for this. There's no way.
Do you think that makes him a bad person?
Like Coca-Cola and Gatorade were like, you know how much of our product ends up at landfills and not recycled? There's no way we're supporting Hunter Renfro's blind crusade against the biggest industry in this country.
I guess with the
and by the way, let me state there's no way that any of that last part's true. So
there has to be a joke here about starting a recycling company and not starting a podcast. But I don't know what the joke is.
Because it's the first time it's ever happened.
Isaiah back at the studio.
Puka Nakua, Hawk Tua, Luka. Lakers in 5.
Okay. Van?
What he said. Also, check out the opening drive tomorrow morning with Jeff and JJ.
Recast? I don't know. Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
Team Arbogin.
The Sports Animal is live at the